Imagine your graduation. You got a great job with a top company. You had multiple offers. You can pay off your student loans. You can start your life. So, how do you get there? Hi, my name is Henning Seib, hiring manager, software developer, and data analyst. I help students understand and track the job market. Imagine employers would give you a list of all the skills and educations they require for jobs you are potentially interested in. You would take the list and check everything that you already have. Everything else would be your gap. Such a list would help you make decisions about which courses to take. Education takes time and is very expensive. Does such a list exist, or could we create one? Well, employers are telling us every day what skills and educations they want. They are doing this in what's called job postings. A job posting is a web page where an employer describes an open position and lists all the skills and education the successful candidate has to bring in order to get hired. Now, there are millions of job postings on the internet, and of course you cannot read them all, but what we can do is we can write a program and let the computer read through these job postings and generate the list of skills and educations that employers want. And that's exactly what I did. I created a website called Candogram, which analyzes millions of job postings every day. With Candogram, you can self-assess your skills and education gap and track it as you progress through school towards graduation. In this video, I demonstrate how Candogram works. Job postings are the raw material for the Candogram system. Here's one from Bayer. Bayer is a global pharmaceutical and life sciences company. This job posting is for a data analyst. Scrolling down, there's first the job description, which talks about the tasks and responsibilities. Then further down come the job requirements. For this job, they want a bachelor or master's degree. They want that you can analyze data and solve complex problems. You need experience and confidence working with databases and analysis tools like Excel and Spotfire. You have to know how to retrieve data from a database and work with SQL, which is the most common database query language. There are plenty of other requirements here. If you want a job interview, you have to list your matching requirements on your resume. Before you can do that, you first have to get the skills and education they want. Of course, you're not building your skill set based on one job opening. There are many job postings out there that have similar requirements that also include things like SQL, data analysis, Excel, and so on. Candogram analyzes the text of job postings for these requirements and count their occurrence. It's like a vote. Skills that are in high demand occur more frequently in job postings than those that are more specialized. Once the requirements have been counted, Candogram rolls them up, which makes it now easy to discover what employers are looking for. Here's one for an information technology intern from Anthem Healthcare that also wants SQL skills. That makes already 2 job openings. This creates a snapshot for one day. Candogram does its analysis with new job postings every 24 hours. This allows you to track what employers want over the course of your study, which is what you need because education takes time. Every night, Candogram collects 2 million live job postings from the internet and analyzes and aggregates information contained in each job posting, like job title, requirements, and location. The result is an index database, which is layered on top of the job postings. We can navigate this database with point and click rather than search with keywords. For every data point, we can click through the underlying job posting all the way back to the employer website. Job postings are organized into collections. A collection is a bunch of job postings that have something in common. This can be the job title, the employer, or the required college degree. You select the job collection for analysis and apply it to the 3 applications: Insights, Skills and Education, and Job Listings. Insights gives you more details about the job collection. In Skills and Education, you analyze the list of requirements and how you fit in. You self-assess which of the requirements you can match. This will give you your skills gap. The job listings application gives you all job openings together with their requirements and how you match them according to your self-assessment. All job postings have their work location in the United States. Let's walk through the Candogram website. The website is at www.candogram.com. After logging into Candogram, you land on the job market screen. This is the national overview, which has summary data of the job postings from about 60,000 employers, which make up the Candogram database. This screen has two information segments, job postings and education. The job postings segment show the number of job openings posted by employers over time. The volume of job openings fluctuates with the economy. It tells us how employers feel about their business prospects. If they believe their business will grow, they post more job openings in order to support their business. If they feel they may need fewer people, they post less. The current month is a rolling average of the daily job posting volume. The segment below is about education. Education is of key importance for a job. If you don't have the right education, it is more difficult to get a job interview. Education sets the income level. The more education you have, the higher your income prospects are. The first pie chart shows the volume of job postings by education requirement. The most job postings require a high school diploma followed by a bachelor's degree. Third in demand is a master's degree, then the associate's degree, and last the doctorate. The second pie chart shows how education impacts wages. Even though about 2/3 of all job openings require a high school diploma, this education accounts for less than half of all income. Bachelor's, master's, and doctorate degree have a bigger slice of the income pie relative to their job volume. The table on the right shows the number for the charts. The bachelor's degree earns almost double of what the high school diploma makes. Master's and doctorate degrees make more than a bachelor degree, but the difference is not that big. You also need to consider the additional time for education and fewer job openings. All income numbers are provided by the Bureau of Labor Statistics, which is a federal labor research organization. Let's look at the job collections you can explore. Job collections are the objects of analysis. A job collection is a bunch of job postings that have something in common, like a job title, an employer, or requirement. In the Jobs menu, click on Collections. Candogram has currently 3 types of job collections: job titles, employers, and college degrees. The job title collection is displayed by default. Each collection has a data card which gives high-level information. This includes the number of job postings, number of current internships and entry-level positions, number of job titles in the collection, average annual wage, and growth. The last one is an indicator whether the number of job postings is growing or declining. All information is directly generated from the underlying live job postings and gives you a real-time snapshot at what the job market is doing in the segment. The job title collection comes with a video introduction from someone who is working in this occupation. The growth indicator can help you make choices which of these fields may be interesting for you. The employer's job collections has about 60,000 companies which you can explore. Here you find many brand name employers, including Facebook, Google, IBM, Microsoft, and many more. A switch at the top of the screen lets you filter all companies that have current internships or entry-level positions. The number of job titles an employer uses gives an indication how specialized the company is. If all you do is making pizza, the needed skill sets are not very diverse. On the other side, if you are a large operator of healthcare facilities like Hospital Corporation of America, you need many different occupations. The growth indicator can be very interesting. Often the number of job openings correlates with important business events of that employer. Try Boeing, which had 2 airplane crashes in 2018 and had their MAX 737 airplanes grounded since then. Boeing deleted most of their job openings since then. Let's move on to the college degree collections. The college degree job collection has about 400 entries with specific degrees employers require in their job postings. Also here is the number of internships and entry-level positions available. You will be surprised about the number of job titles where your college major is required. It gives much inspiration about what you can do with your degree. A job collection is the object of analysis on Candogram. I will now walk you through an example exploring a job collection from the job titles. I want to know more about actuaries. As an actuary, you typically work for an insurance company. You assess risks by calculating how likely certain events will be. Such events can be a car accident where the cost of damage has to be reimbursed by the insurance company. We can learn more about the actuary by watching the video. From the data card, we can see that there are about 660 current job openings in the United States. There are 3 intern or entry-level openings in the database. The average income is about $100,000. Job openings seem to increase. I want to learn more about which companies are hiring, what education is required, where the jobs are, and all other requirements employers have. Then I want to know which of the requirements I already match. I also want to know the skills and educations I currently don't have, which would be my gap. The income looks good, and this may be a career for me. If I'm still in high school or a college freshman, I have years left to get the skills and education to close my gap. I select the actuary job collection by hitting the select button. This will take us to the Insights screen where I can explore more details about the underlying job postings. The Insights screen has 4 segments: Overview, Job Titles, Employers, and Education. The overview gives me high-level information including the number of job openings, average income, job growth, number of employers who have current job openings, number of job titles included in this collection, and the number of educations requested by employers in the underlying job postings. The chart shows how job postings in this collection have developed over time. For the actuary, the number of job postings has declined in 2019 by about 30%. The job titles segment lists all job titles in this collection together with the number of current job postings. By hovering over the list, a sample button is visible for each entry. The button will pull a sample of up to 10 current job postings from the database, which match the job title. From each sample job posting, you can launch the web page where the original is posted. The employer segment shows who has current job openings. Also, here is a sample button for each employer. The launch icon will start a Google search with the company name. This gives me fast information about the employer. The education segment lists the different degree requirements and their frequency in the underlying job postings. The pie chart shows the distribution of education by the 5 main categories of high school, associates, bachelor, master, and doctorate. It is immediately clear that employers prefer a 4-year degree for actuaries. Next, I want to explore the distribution of job openings for actuaries across the country. For this, I click on Listings in the Jobs drop-down. The job listings screen has 2 parts: the listings and a map. The map is centered at your home zip code. The listings have 2 tabs, one for internships and one for experienced job openings. The map is used to show the geographic distribution of the job postings. Each job posting is represented by a marker. We see there is currently 1 entry-level job opening in New York City. In order to discover more, we zoom out on the map and find additional entry-level job openings around the country. By clicking on the Experience tab, we can see all current job openings for actuaries across the country. They are fairly evenly distributed, with some concentration in Chicago and the Northeast, where we see the red cluster markers. The yellow cluster markers show concentrations of up to 100 job openings, whereas the red cluster markers show concentrations of more than 100 job openings. By clicking on a cluster marker, we can zoom into the map to see more details. As it turns out, job openings for actuaries are also fairly evenly distributed in the Chicago area and the Northeast. On the left side of the screen, the jobs are listed that have markers on the visible portion of the map. The more I zoom into the map, the fewer job listings are shown. Each job opening lists the requirements Candogram found in the text of the job posting. Clicking on the job title opens the display for the text of the job posting. From here, we can view the job posting on the employer's website. We can also edit resume and cover letter specifically for this job posting, which I will explain later. Next, I want to find out how I can become an actuary. For this, Candogram will give me the list of skill and education requirements it found in all job postings in the actuary collection. With the requirements, I can self-assess which I already match. In the example, I assume I match analysis and communication skills. I also believe I'm fairly innovative. I don't have the other items on the list, therefore this is my gap. In order to close my gap, I need education, which I can get over time. I also want to track my study progress as I try to match more requirements. This process makes me more marketable as I become a better fit for the job openings. Candogram helps me with this on the Skills and Education screen. On the left side of the screen are the skill and education requirements that Candogram found in the text of all job postings in the Actuary job collection. On the right side of the screen is statistical information about my study progress and the requirements. There are 669 postings, which include a total of 362 job requirements. The requirements are broken down into categories below. Let's look at the requirements. Each requirement entry shows how many job postings it was found in. This tells us how important a requirement is. A requirement is more important for employers if it appears in more job postings. Top of the list for actuaries is analysis skills. This is not surprising since the work of an actuary is highly analytical. Let's pretend I'm a high school or college student. I want to find out what skills and education I already have that match the requirements for an actuary. For this, I self-assess whether I match the requirements one by one. On Candogram, I can record this by clicking on the entry. On the right side of the screen, my self-assessment is shown as study progress. I start at the top of the list. Analysis skills, yes, I have already some analysis skills. I select the requirement as a match by clicking on it. Next on the list is the bachelor degree. We saw this earlier that employers prefer a 4-year degree from job applicants. I don't have a bachelor degree yet, that's why I skip it. The bachelor degree is part of my gap. Next is ASA, which is an acronym that I don't know. I first check out a job posting sample where the requirement occurs. The job posting shows that ASA stands for Associate of the Society for Actuaries. Often job postings do not expand the acronym, which means if I don't know what it stands for, I have to research it on the internet. To learn more about the Society for Actuaries, I use the search link. Turns out, in order to become an associate here, you have to take exams. This is not easy and will take time and more research. This is also part of my gap. I skipped this requirement. Next is communication skills. Again, as a student, I already have some communication skills which I can record here. I'm not sure about safety and security, I skip these. Pricing refers to the pricing of insurance policies, which I don't have an understanding about. I skip this requirement. I continue my self-assessment with all requirements on the list. When I have finished, I've split the list into 2 parts. Requirements which I match and requirements which I skipped because I don't match that requirement. Requirements which I don't match are my gap. I can view them using the 2 selectors on the top of the screen called Match and Gap. As a student, my gap becomes my work list for the coming years where I need to find courses that give me the missing skills in education. As I'm building my skill set over time, I can check more requirements. This is reflected by my study progress. The skills growth chart shows me the number of matching requirements from the list and when I recorded them. With each course I take, there should be more matched requirements showing a growth of my skill set. Let's take a look at the job listings again. As mentioned before, the job listings show the requirements for each job posting. All requirements which I self-assessed as a match are now highlighted in green. The job listings are sorted by match on a percentage base. This gives me the best opportunities for a job application. When I click the job title, the full job posting is displayed. By clicking the resume button, my resume template appears inside an editor. My matching requirements for this job are shown in the yellow box. All I need to do is to copy my matching requirements into my resume. From here I edit my resume to fit the job posting, which is shown right next to it. This way I create a highly targeted resume, which employers love. I can add a cover letter with the tab next to the resume. All updates to the resume and cover letter are saved automatically and available in the log. You can find the log in the Jobs drop-down menu. Click on Log and the list of resumes is shown. Find the resume you have used for a job application by searching for the job title or the employer, or sort the resumes by date. You can edit the resume. On the right side of the screen is the job posting, which was saved as part of the job application. This concludes the demonstration of Candogram. Now, create an account and do your own career research. Candogram updates all data every 24 hours. There is so much to discover and to learn. The instructions to sign up for Candogram are below. If this video was helpful for you, please click the like button. Also, don't forget to subscribe for updates on the job market.